Hello, everybody, from wherever you are watching. It's me, Lomas. I want to say hi to everybody, and I'm going to share my experience. Today, I'm here to share my experience regarding one of the Linux distribution, which really made me excited when I used it for just a couple of days, and I found that. It's a nice distribution, and thought to make this video just to encourage the people who are migrating from Windows to Linux and expect a lot of things when they land to Linux, and then again the random Linux distribution will not be able to fulfill the expectation, and again they start hating Linux as it's already cumbersome to use, and they start hating Linux, and then they go back to Windows. So yeah, so for those people, for these people, I see that we have a new distribution available, and it is I say it like Windows for Linux. So it's kind of it's a Linux distribution. It is called Linux Lite, and it provides me it provides the experience of Windows XP. So I went back to that memory, about how Windows XP used to work, how it used to look like, and yeah. So overall, I see that it has mimicked a lot of things from Windows, and on top of the Linux, it is Linux Lite distribution. I see that it is a little bit of different desktop environment. Desktop environment is of course XSpace, and and what I say that. Okay, so let's. I have been using Ubuntu for a long time. It might be like more than 8 years or so. I first started with the distribution 12.04, and then after that, yeah, I have been continuously using, not continuously, but after that, I do use Linux and Windows equally, and I feel as a developer, I feel using Linux is in my professional works, whereas for the stuffs like office based stuffs, Microsoft Office based tasks, I always prefer Windows, because Microsoft Office has the rich features than other office suites, like LibreOffice even. So I always I go back to Microsoft Windows when I need office work, when I need some of the software that I should run on only on Windows, and when I need to compile something based on Visual Studio and so on, I go back there, and other time I have been using Linux, and the common distribution, it was Ubuntu, and I tried few years back, like I was frustrated using Linux, frustrated using Ubuntu, that so I tried different distributions, like the different from Ubuntu itself, Lubuntu, when it was based on Qt, and it was LXQt, I think, and Lubuntu, Kubuntu, and so on. So I tried all the variants to see the performances, and to search for the search for one distribution that I can go with for forever. So I couldn't find any of these satisfying my expectation because of different reasons, and again I ended up with Ubuntu. And yeah, so the pace was normal after that. And recently after I thought to again look for the distribution, and I googled couple of bit, and I found that the Linux Lite, everybody recommending Linux Lite, and I thought, okay, let's give it a try. So yeah, so it was of course Lite. It is of course very nice in performance. Okay, so let's move to the its official page. So I think I had noticed about different variants. Even for it is even compatible for 32-bit machines, older machines. Yeah, so there is a Discord chat group. Of course I'm gonna join that after a while. And yeah, so okay, I gonna go to it just made me laugh that they are like making a clone of the Mac desktop, and the operating system loaded is Linux Lite, of course, and then it has the logo of Linux Lite. So yeah, that is kind of funny. Anyway, I'm gonna go to download. Okay, so let's start how this site feels. It feels that it is commercial kind of website. Even I feel even better than Canonical, and well designed. And we see that when we go to download by media, current release, and so on. Look, so we can buy. Okay, I'm curious, and I just thought to see the buy media option. It says that get a personalized copy of Linux Lite on DVD or USB. You want a personalized DVD or a stylish USB key with Linux Lite already loaded? Okay, so okay, that is interesting. They provide this DVD also, and then yeah, we can buy that within $10. Oh, awesome! It's awesome. Okay. Oh, so the fancy USB disc comes out, and okay, what is this again? Oh, case. Oh, nice. Yeah. Anyway, this looks very nice, very professional, and it sounds that it has a long future to go. And I really appreciate, and I really wish very good luck to the Linux Lite Foundation or team or organization, whatever they have been working is. So yeah, when I go to download, we see that okay, I think I have missed. So we see that 64-bit version, and it's version 6.2 only, and I had seen somewhere, yeah, 32-bit ISO. So so that means it should be that there will be no 32-bit ISO from series 4.x onwards. So it looks like 32 bits version of operating system has been not supported after version 3 point something. Okay, so anyway, so it looks very promising although. And okay, so now I'm getting back about describing my experience with Linux Lite for just 2 days. I have used it for like more than 12 or 15, somewhere between 12 or 15 hours. So yeah, okay, so the first impression was when we open the terminal, we see that it shows that memory uses and disk uses. It notifies already that you see that the RAM usage is this much, and the disk usage is this much. So it is very much informative. I liked it, And the terminal is so nice, like a little bit of transparent, and the username is shown this way. No more random garbage PC name, just like Ubuntu gets in here. So it copies the username and just puts it in here with a nice graphics. And additionally, let's say, so additionally, so I'm just listing things, and okay, so let me press Ctrl C. So it is showing the signal information also. Okay, it is showing the signal information also, and that is kind of nice, that is a little bit more informative, and yeah, of course. So I like the terminal. It doesn't we can there are many options: zoom in and zoom out, read only, full screen. So I think these are present in case of Ubuntu also, but at least like but I like the terminal as a whole, that when we need, okay, so I can open that way, and I can open the tab, I think, this way. And yeah, this is the feature that is available in all of the distros. It's not just only this Linux side. So the new thing is we see username with a nice graphics, nice sky blue background, and then we see that whenever we press any kind of specific command into the console, we see result to that what was just done, or what is just invoked in the terminal. That was nice, and that is too much that is informative. Yeah, it's I like that feature. And okay, so let's head into the menu. Okay, so when we just before that, these are the default icons that was appeared, that was there when I installed and just made a trial, and we see that you see that. So you may laugh, it has the icon about control panel. So it gives in some of the icons, some of the application, in some of the features, it is giving literally the name that used to be of the Windows application for the same purpose. And also it has created, the team has created similar kind of user interfaces. That is amazing. And yeah, you see that the icon that used to be in the Windows when we pre-install, and those are here, you see. So trash, control panel, and help is there. So help should be actually for promoting the Linux Lite, and I have heard that it has very nice documentation for users. And yeah, and network, it used to be on Windows as well. And this PC, you see that it used to be on maybe after Windows 7 onwards, I think. This PC, my computer, and so on. And user files, this lands to I don't know, I haven't opened it. Okay, so this lands to the home directory, and again the home is home again. So these two has the same location. So okay, so this is all about the desktop when we first logged in, and this is very light sorry, so what we call this picture and the desktop, I just forgot. Okay, so it is just light desktop background, and it has no huge graphic and colors, so it is easier to load. So I didn't recommend anybody to change this desktop background, because it has most of the areas in dark, which will cause illumination of less brightness on your eye. And also we see that it is too light, and it is very lightweight to load when we boot the PC, when we boot our computer. So okay, so Okay, so I'm going to the demonstration of other things like menu. So when we go to menu, you see that the username is written on top of that, and under which we see applications and so on. So this is also, I feel like it is also just mimicked from the Windows style. And the funny part, the nice part is that we can set the user pictures and so on, and that will appear in instead of this leaf picture, default picture, on the menu, on this menu pop-up. So which is nice also. And yeah, so again, it is somewhat seems that we used to see in Windows. And yes, I welcome that. I really appreciate this, and overall I feel that this distribution is the one that will encourage, that will convince the Windows user to come into Linux. So it will let the users use the PC less cumbersome, and just and does not and won't drag away those experience they have collected while using the Windows PC. So yeah, this is nice. And we see favorites in here, recently used, and in all application in here. And below you can see that my computer setting, I think setting is equivalent to control panel that we just checked out on the desktop icon. Accessories, of course, yeah, these used to be on Windows only, and graphics, internet, multimedia, Office, these open source LibreOffice based application has been gathered together within this directory. And we see that database development and PDF viewer, they are additional, and indicates that that this database development just mimics or shows, or what I say, that this is something like I remember about Microsoft Access when I see this database development inside the Office directory. So yeah, so it is again the same thing, Windows for Macs, Windows for Linux. Okay. And yeah, this is system settings. And yeah, most of the apps were already there, and I have installed 2 of the apps at last. And yeah, many things like partition drivers, package managers, system information, and so on. So this partition drives not used to be a default application in most of the Linux distribution, and we see in here. And this this makes me think about the disk manager that we have been using on Windows. So yeah, so let me get into this. So yes, this is the same like disk manager on Windows, and the yeah, so that is it. So let's move ahead. We see, yeah, my computer in here showing many different directories, default directories that Linux creates, and they have combined all the things and put into the same directory. Additionally, the file system, I think that will mount the media. Okay, so they have not mounted the media, but they have just mounted the same partition that we have been on which the OS is installed, or the we can see that the mount point, this is the mount point where disk was mounted. And yeah, maybe anyway, so I'll keep this Windows aside and move ahead. And let's move to all applications. So about me, this is about like if we want to change our picture on here, or maybe like I don't know, I haven't used it, but I think so. And accessibility, it is here, and network configuration, appearances, we can change things in here. Finder, though I think it is some type of sorts made available in Linux, and archive manager and so on. So moving down, CD and DVD burner, they have added it, and desktop background and changing things, disks, there was an accessories as well. And okay, another Windows like application was yeah, they have I don't know, this is kind of funny that like firewall is not it used to not be in most of the distribution like this UI application, and they have put it in here. I think it is for again make the new user feel that I'm using Windows. Nice. So help and so on. Yeah, the image editor is installed at default. That is quite neutral. I just have neutral feeling it for that. And yeah, many other application, Lite welcome, how welcome screen works, log out. Two of the mail clients are here. Media player VLC is already pre-installed. Mouse and touchpad if we want to make some tweakings over mouse and touchpad and so on. And yeah, Office is here, the UI reader is here, package manager is there, even you see the paint is here. That is amazing. That is, and yeah, it looks most yeah, it looks like Windows Paint. Yeah, I think I am using Windows Paint. Oh my god. And this is great. And again, moving onward, I see that photo manager, partition drive, that was for disk drive again, power manager, printers and so on. Yeah, RON, we see that this RON used to be not there on the Linux distribution. I think none of the distribution has this RON features, and yes, they have added it. Screenshot and so on. It was the one I installed lastly, and Skype and like this I had installed just now. Support system log, text editor, volume control, web browser and so on. Many application pre-installed, so that user need not have to have painful time trying to install the app through command line or anything if they have little or no experience with Linux. So this is impressive, and we see the icon most lock screen switch user. So switch user used to be not this, like not used to be Indians this way in Linux, and we see switch user is there. So what it does again, make us feel that it is somewhat like Windows. And yeah, so that is about mimicking about the Windows desktop, Windows UI, and settings like control panel and so on. And okay, so yeah, this is the control panel for Linux. Yeah, this is somewhat looks like Windows control panel, and it, so this is very nice. And again, I would like to move forward. Like I have noted something on my note about this experience. And yes, the one of the things has this Windows updater, so package update indicator preference. So they have set this package update indicator preference, but it somewhat works like Windows updater, and we can set we can choose of updating or updating after an hour or never updating. So this is not usually available. This used to be not usually available for any of the distros, and it is available in case of this Linux Lite. And yes, it is again makes me feel like I'm using Windows. Okay, so let me close that. And yeah, this is very nice distribution I have ever uh, used. Not that it is just like Windows, but it is light in weight, and it has more features. It has like more practical features included than the mainstream or popular Linux distros in the market, in the community. And I would like to say something about the, like, I have one thought about why this distribution has been there. Just my thought that Linux, we say that it is an open source software, it is nice, it is good, it is blah 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 and so on, but in reality that impacts none of that does not impacts most of the computer user, because no one is so much geeky developer in the world to use compile that open source software and build for the hardware and use that. So no one, just except some developers in the community, the open source was not really mattering for the people, the general user. So this distribution has really made effort to make the UI look like Windows and make user ease for jumping from Windows to Linux. So this is a good job. Anyway, so that was it about my review in this about this Linux Lite regarding how they have made the distribution look and feel like Windows. And other than that, I have some extra experience that, let's say I'm it also indicates that for the Git repositories, it also indicates that which branch I'm in. So that is, I think I like this so much. And beside that, the again downside, I have just experienced one downside on it. Okay, let me clear the console, and I was trying to remove one of the so I was trying to remove this boot manager application because I realized that it will not work on the install what I say that when I install copy of Linux, and instead of the Linux that is being booted from the from external drive itself. So I'm trying to remove it, and I realized that I do not like to type the full name of it, and when I hit the tab, it is not showing, or it is not giving any option regarding the available list that I can choose from. So this is kind of disappointing for me, and maybe it doesn't feel good to have that kind of feature. This might be the bug, but anyway, this is quite downside cons. But I do not have the full experience of this Linux Lite for days. I have just used it for just couple of days, and okay, so yeah, that is the overall experience. And beside that, I would recommend the Linux Lite development community that installation of this many application might not be necessary. So maybe like you can make different kind of variants in between the installation image. So you can it would be great if if the minimal installation image is launched, and similarly installation images for user Linux user. So again, that is minimal user in another word. But anyway, so the installation of this many built-in application is causing uh, causing some sort of box. For example, let's say I'm opening this, let's say I was opening, okay, just a moment. I'm looking for that buggy app that I used, and again I had to kill that from the terminal. So Okra screen reader. So when I
Screen
open
reader
the
on.
Okra screen reader,
Preferences
yeah,
dialog.
so
Speech page.
it starts reading the
Screen
screen,
reader prep.
and when I
Linux
close
site
it,
terminal.
yeah, it will start
Linux site
still,
terminal dash frame. Lomans tilde.
yeah, so it will still be reading everything on the desktop. And I think I'm not sure, I have not used that application whatsoever so far, so I think I consider that as a bug, being a very fast user. So when I type anything, it will again speak, and I had to
Space left shift space C backspace C G E space C R return.
so I had to look for
Not selected. Table with 4 C.
I had to look for the PID ORC, sorry.
Whisker menu. Back RC return.
Okay, so
LUD spec I space 18 3 A 4 return MRJ return.
so
Screen
I had
reader
to
off.
okay, I think, yeah, so screen reader is off. Maybe it is the feature, I think, but but it annoyed me anyway. So that was it for about this Linux Lite, and appreciation for the development team. If I think of donating something in future, of course, because of this progress in the Linux distribution, so that so that a user can fully use the Linux distribution at all. Full-time user can be a full-time, instead of switching back and forth between Windows and Linux. So yeah, that was it. Thank you guys.